Hey guys, it's Adam from the Dimensional Gamer Squad here. Here with, yes, I know I said I wasn't going to upload today, but I have a whole free day apparently. So because the Linksy Series 3 review is still under wraps, still being prepared, I will be doing Beast Quest Series 7 Beast Review, The Lost World. But before I get into that, I need to fix a mistake I made in the Series 6 review with the total scores. Design wise for Series 6, it's a 41 out of 60. Abilities 45 out of 60. Fights 46 out of 60. Total 132 out of 180. Best score so far. Excellent series of beasts. Let's see if the Lost World can beat that though. Because I don't know. Well, I do know. I'm just saying it for dramatic effects. And there goes the dramatic effect. But anyway, with that minute of fixing up another video up, and let's go on into the video with one more thing. Shout out to Lucas Green for the great book reviews on this whole series. Honestly, they are very in depth, and I'll leave a link in the description below for his series along with the playlist for the Beast review, which should also be in the link. If I forget, I am sorry. I will delete this video and do it again. But hopefully I won't, because this is like my third recording of this. Anyway, let's get started with Conval the Cold-Blooded Brute. Design-wise, same as Komodo, a 6. It's a giant reptile, not a lizard, as I was saying yesterday when I last time recorded this, but it's actually a crocodile or an alligator. I can't actually tell the difference. I'm just going to say it's a cold-blooded brute. So design is a 6. Not that intimidating to me. Abilities is also a 6. Pretty much the same as Komodo's. And since it is pretty much the same as Komodo's, it's kind of a copy and paste. So I'm not really a fan of that. So that's why it's got one score less than Komodo on 4 abilities. The fight, however, is a 7. I actually can't remember much of this fight, apart from apparently I liked it when I read the book. But if I was to give my opinion, I'd say Komodo's fight was a bit better, and it beats Muro's fight, definitely. But it took place in the desert, which I think it shouldn't have, since the fights are supposed to take in terrain for each beast where they can't exactly do well in this. So the others make sense for the terrain they're supposed to be in, but they're not in. This one makes no sense whatsoever. Just this little plot hole there. The total for Conval is 19 out of 30. It's not the best, but it's okay. When I say it's okay, I mean I don't like it much at all. And that's why I prefer Komodo more, because Komodo was the first out of the reptilian beasts to come first, and also has originally had the abilities along with a really good fight. Next, we're going to go on to Hellion, the fiery foe. Design-wise, it's a 6. This is where the hypocritical stuff come in. It's too humanoid for my taste. And it's just covered in fire, so that's all I can say about that. It's not that intimidating at all. I can see why Alina was scared of it though, because her parents died in the fire when she was very young. Tom's parents just disappeared. And that's pretty much it, actually. Abilities is a 7. Can transform into a fireball to, well, move to places. Can shoot fireballs out of his hands. And anything he touches spontaneously combusts. And the fight is also a 7. I'm thinking of giving it a lower number, simply because of how obvious it was to beat Hellion. If he's inside a forest that's near a lake, he's obviously going to get extinguished by the water and then trapped. So that's how basically what happened in the fight. He got extinguished by the water, and then he just got covered by a net, being shown mercy, then got sent back to his home. So that was really bad, this fight, along with the abilities. Total is 20 out of 30 though. It's a meh design, okay abilities, and an okay fight. Bit obvious though. And I'm willing to bet that you probably can't tell Well, which one do you hate more? Commonwealth for being copy and paste, or Hellion for how obvious it was? Time will tell in the rest of the video. Next is Crestor, the Crushing Terror. Design is a 9 out of 10. I have no idea why I like it, but I liked its webbed hands. I like the spikes going down its neck. And from the cover, it's really clear it's supposed to be in a watery environment with the webbed hands and the gills there. But from the background here, it looks like it's in the mountain area, which it actually is. Abilities is 7, can use its head as a battering ram, and can shoot acid out of spikes. I would say that it could be agile in the water, but since we actually have no proof of that, I'm not going to count it. They say it might be, but, well, they didn't say it. Well, we didn't see it, so I can't count it. The fight, however, was an 8. I generally enjoyed this fight. It involved a falcon that was already in a fight against Crestor that lost half its wing to come and fight him again, along with Tom's shield, fake shield, basically being melted into the acid. And Crestor got defeated by his own ability, using his head along with the acid to make rocks fall down onto him, crushing him. He lived, but he couldn't get out, causing Crestor to lose. The total for Crestor is a 24 out of 30. Great design, cool fight. Tom used his own ability against him, so that's great. Next we have what I would call Madara, but what other people say is Madara. Design is a 7. Similar reason to Fang. It's basically a giant animal, but it's more intimidating than the ones before it. Not intimidating as Crestor, but still, you get the point. Abilities is a 7. Agile for whatever biome she is in and what she's supposed to be in, because they're pretty similar, just with different weather conditions. And also, I believe she can see in the dark, as well as her spikes on her back can be turned into glass. Well, it can be fragile as glass, but sharp as glass as well, which can be projectiled out, as well as what's the other word, used as a melee weapon. So that's great. The fight was an 8 though. It had a horse being killed in it. It had someone nearly being killed, and also had a bunch of rocks being thrown at this beast. Basically, my opinion on Nanook. Nanook was in Stockades. I'm joking here, but I would actually just throw a rock at it, going, I don't like you. I need to show some love for Nanook. I have so much hate for it. But anyway, total is 22 out of 30. It's an okay design and cool abilities. One of the best fights of the series so far, because of a rock being thrown at a beast and it's actually not, and a weapon not actually being used. So that's great. Great. Now we're going to go on to Eelik, the Lightning Horror. Design is a 9. It's a giant, terrifying eel. The head reminds me of the Dragon Queen from How to Train Your Dragon, and it's covered in electricity. And as you can probably tell by the kind of device that you're using to watch and the device I'm using to record, along with the little light here, you can tell that I like electricity, and you probably like it as well. That is not why I like it. It's intimidating, and it gives me, it reminds me of How to Train Your Dragon with the head. So, abilities is a 7. That is Madara. Abilities is an 8. Can coil around her opponents and just basically shock them to death. Shoot lightning out of herself to her opponents, obviously. And also she can absorb lightning to gain more power, which is how she's virtually unbeatable. The fight was a 7 though. Kind of obvious how Tom would beat her. Luring her into a cave, making her run out of power. She's trapped and rocks fell on her as well. So kind of a copy and paste of Crestor with the fight, with the rocks falling and all that. The total score is 24 out of 30. It's a great beast. Tom tricked her to running out of power. That's all I got for this statement. Man, when I'm done with Series 9, this would be a better review. These would be better reviews. Oh god. Please excuse me, I do have a cold today. Next is my second favourite book of all time. Carnivora, the Winged Scavenger. Design is a 9. Well, basically, I had to be a bit biased, but I do have a reason. It's intimidating. It's hold on. It's basically got the body of a hyena, and hyenas are very ferocious, and its wings are majestic, kind of like from a Pegasus. Abilities is an 8, fast, so very agile, on land and in the air, can obviously fly, and can shoot hot breath from her mouth, as well as can control her cubs, which I'm counting as a weapon or ability, simply because I counted it for Mictus and I think Luna. The fight is an 8, however. You're probably saying 8 isn't that bad. Well, if it was actually just Tom versus Carnivora, it would actually be like a 6. The fight was rushed, but there was one thing about this that I actually enjoyed about the fight. And that wasn't exactly Tom versus Carnivora, it was more like Carnivora and the other beasts of the Lost World. And Tom versus Malvol's army. I know you're probably going like, that's cheated, isn't it? Yeah, but it's my opinion. I'm pretty sure I'll do it with another series, because it never really happened in another series where all the beasts got together to fight someone. I mentioned the golden armor that the good beast of Avantia got extra points for being in the fight. So actually I didn't mention that, but I kind of gave the hints that I did, because Nanook's no longer my least favourite. But I will be counting that from now on, with the beasts fighting all together against either Tom or Malvol's army. So the total is going to be 25 out of 30. Obviously the highest score in this series, but not the highest score so far. If Vespic didn't exist, it would be. It's a great beast, awesome fights. I like the reunion of all the beasts. And yeah, it's like a high school reunion. You need to bring all the beasts together. Okay, so before we get into the totals, just a brief reminder. From Series 6, the total is 132 out of 180. Hopefully they will remain in the lead, because my favourite book's in there. But anyway, the total for The Lost World. Designs, 46 out of 60. Abilities, 43 out of 60. And the fights, 45 out of 60. Bringing the total to 134 out of 180. It's a great series, new best, going to be hard to beat, and it beaten Series 6 by 2 points. So it is a great series overall, but Hellion and Convul, mainly Hellion, brings it down a lot though. And that's your hint to which beast is my least favourite here, and that is actually Hellion. I have absolutely no love for Hellion. I admit I used to like it a lot because I thought it was very creative and going to be hard to beat. It was neither of those. It was not creative, not hard to beat, and frankly, a disappointment to what could have been a really good series. It is still a great series, but Hellion brings it down more than Convul does, which means Convul's in 5th place. Convul is basically a rip-off of Komodo, a copy and paste, you might want to say. Some people say that Convul is better, but personally, I'll say Komodo is better. But that all might change when it comes to my rankings, like, of top 10s for all that, when I run out of seasons to do a review as I'm waiting for the next series. But hopefully that won't be too long of a wait. Next is Madara, the Midnight Warrior. Now this one, okay, we got Convul and Hellion over here, which are bad. Elix, Crystal and Carnivora over here, which are good. Madara is just okay. There's really nothing good or bad about Madara that I don't like or like. There's, like, the only good thing about it that I just corrected myself. But the only thing I do like about it is its abilities being creative and never before seen, and it's actually the convenience I had after I uploaded the next video, I saw a white cat basically everywhere I went. Even outside my house, so that was really creepy. So it must be a hint to Madara. So anyway, next is Elik the Lightning Horror, or Elik. I just can't remember how I pronounce it, but I'm going to say Elik now. Even though it does give me nostalgia to one of my favourite movies of all time, it isn't really that good as a story purpose. It is great in the fight-ish, but it's kind of obvious how she was defeated, but it's only beaten Madara by quite a big margin for the nostalgia and the fact it runs on electricity. So that's great. Second place is Crestor the Crushing Terror, as you probably would have guessed, since I said Carnivore is my second favourite. What else can I say about Crestor apart from it is absolutely amazing? I like its creativeness with its abilities, and also it actually used to be my favourite beast, and then a bunch of other beasts came in. I like that it's actually the only pure evil beast here. The others were just good but very confused on where they were in the environments, which caused them to just wreak havoc, whereas Crestor was full on evil. And last but not least, obviously my favourite, Carnivora the Winged Scavenger. What can I say about this one? I like the creativeness of its design, and I don't know what else to say apart from it's just fabulous. But I like its wings being so majestic. I would say it could be based off a mythological beast, but it is a beast. But I actually do not know what it's based off. So if you know, please leave a comment down below, because I'm actually going to be really interested about this. So actually that brings an end to all the rankings of The Lost World. And I'm happy it beat in Series 6, but unhappy at the same time. But when it comes down to my top 10... Carnivore will lose to Vespic, obviously. But hopefully when we get around to Series 9 and 10, it might beat Vespic. But we won't know until I actually start reading them when one of the books arrive. But as for now, we only have one season left to review before I need to start reading up other seasons. And I will try my best to get them out when I can. I am going to try and stick to the schedule which I just broke with this video. One Beast Review per week. And if there's no Beast Review, it's just going to be a top 10 so far. Bottom 10. And when I finish Series 13, eventually, when I get it, it will be a series review ranking. Kind of similar to what Lucas Green did in his video after Series 12. Which, after I told him about it, he was like, yeah, I should have done it after Series 13. But I'm going to do what he said, do it after Series 13. So I do have plans for the future, and I do have books to buy. So, anyway, that actually brings an end to this video. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below for the Beast Quest series, Beast Review, and Lucas Green's Beast Quest book reviews. Or series reviews, whichever one is better. I'll say the series reviews personally. And that is all for this time. If you liked what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.